Happy Saturday, everybody. Saturday's off to a good start. Ellie the squirrel was just crawling on my screen window for more peanuts. I've already put a ton out there on the porch today, and she came back and has jumped on the screen twice. And actually, I just took a shower, and as I was getting out of the shower, I got a text from my neighbor because I forgot that I had left the door propped open to the porch. So she came up the tree and she came in the house and she helped herself to the peanuts, which are just in an open bag. He said, "She's in your house." And I was like, because she's done that before. She comes in, she knows where the peanuts are, right by the door. She takes what she wants, goes down the tree, does whatever she does with them, buries them, eats them, gives them to her kids. God only knows. So the hilarity continues here with Ellie the squirrel, and my other neighbor down the block, Vibby, stopped by this week and chatted with my mom when she was over, and apparently Vibby was able to give uh, Ellie some of the antibiotics that my mom had mixed with peanut butter when Ellie's face had swollen up, and she is completely healed. So it could be that these low dosages of antibiotics, which my mom knew about from her wildlife training, so this is not really, a general recommendation for dealing with wildlife, but in her case, she knew what was an appropriate dosage of this antibiotic for a small animal, and sneaking it in the peanut butter balls, which we gave to Vibby because Vibby was seeing her more often when she was ill. Ellie, I mean, when Ellie was ill, she had big. Like the thing on the side of her face was as big as her head, and we were all scared. We were gonna lose her, and we didn't. She had her next four babies, and and her face healed, and all is well. So that's the latest on that. Um, I'm a little gassed today because I had a late night yesterday and also some pretty kooky dreams, interesting dreams. So that's why I wanted to come on. It's very cool when your dreams really reflect the path you're on. And I think that's the case last night, and then also dreams that my mom had, which paralleled my dreams. So that's the neat part. Now I have to set this up a little bit, so bear with me. I don't talk about work a lot on the channel, and I probably won't because work is work, and a job is a job, and they get their time, and I try not to give them my time on my time. But I don't know if I've ever actually written about it or discussed it before. But I worked for 20 years. I worked at a performing arts center here in Buffalo, and my job was what's called a talent buyer, which means basically I was the person on the staff who negotiated with booking agents to bring performers to Buffalo. So for 20 years, I helped build a new facility by booking. Well, it grew over the years. When we started, maybe we were doing 10 or 12 shows a year, and by the time it peaked out, we were up to 30, 35, even 40 shows a season, and it was everything. It was very eclectic. We did super mainstream music performers, I mean, anybody you can think of, from Brian Wilson to Bonnie Raitt, Buddy Guy, Diana Krall, Mark Knopfler, the guys from Yes, um, independent bands too, Lucinda Williams, Emmylou Harris, Lyle Lovett, et cetera, et cetera. And it didn't follow my tastes. I mean, sometimes it did, but it was more about filling the theater and bringing people to, bringing entertaining the community. It was meant to be for the community, and it was a 1,750 seat hall. Really nice hall. And then in addition to the music, we did some jazz too, and blues, and even a little bit of hip hop and R&B, and we did a whole Ellie's on the screen again. I can hear her. Ellie, you had enough. You got to go visit Chuck now. I don't know if you can hear that. It's so funny. Oh my God. So like I must have given her. She must have had like 15 or 20 like shelled nuts now. Like okay, I don't want to kill her with overfeeding her. Um, so and we did a dance series, professional dance. So I ended up learning a lot about dance and doing a lot of projects with dance companies in my time there. A lot of them from New York City. I had a lot of really great experiences there in 20 years. We did comedy. We did some opera. We did novelty shows. Some off Broadway stuff. Some regular Broadway stuff. You name it. In 20 years, a lot of experiences, and I wrote a lot of grants for them. And as a performer myself, I felt really plugged in and getting to. He's on the screen now. Oh my God! I want to turn the camera, but hold on. Hold on. You gotta see this. Hold on. I don't want to screw the camera up, so I'm gonna use my phone to take some video. Oh, she's gone. Oh, jeez. She was on the front screen, just like. It's a comedy. Oh, there she is. Good. It's a comedy show around here. Sorry. I know I'm not professional, but okay, wait. There she is. Okay, so I'll get you a little footage and then I'll show you in a second. Ellie, you've had enough. She's above the lamp right now. Ellie, what are you doing? Ellie, get off my screen. Hey, goofball. Okay. Sorry. Here you go. Here's the footage. Okay. There she is. Okay, so I'll get you a little. Oh, come on. In a second. Ellie, you've had enough. She's above the lamp. Oh, do you see her above the lamp? Ellie, what are you doing? She's above Ellie, the lamp. So that's how it goes around here. All right, sorry for that. I'm easily distracted, as you know. I am Tangent Man. So anyway, I was working at the Art Center all those years, wrote a ton of grants for them, raised a lot of money, and as a reward, I got kicked in the stomach a lot, metaphorically speaking. I had a difficult boss who the less said the better, but I did not respect this person for some very, very obvious reasons, ethical reasons, and so it was a hostile atmosphere, but I managed to, I thought, succeed anyway. But it was difficult. And that made it in turn difficult on my family because they knew sometimes the experiences and stresses I was experiencing. So that is what it is, right? Anyway, when when my boss finally retired, the brilliant move of the university was to appoint a chemistry teacher as the interim director of the facility. And of course, the chemistry teacher had no affinity or interest in the arts whatsoever. And so over the course of the next 3 years there, they essentially dismantled the operation. They mothballed the operation. And then I was transferred to another job, which ended up being a blessing in disguise because now, this is where I wanted to get to, now, in addition to my day work and performing and other things that I like to do, I do some concert promotion of my own here in the city of Buffalo, entirely by myself, and it's very satisfying because I'm the boss. I make decisions, I make offers to artists, to performers, and if they accept them, then they come and they perform. So that's what happened last night. Last night, I presented a comedian, a very raunchy comedian named Nikki Glazer. She's she's a handful, that's for sure. Um, and I rented a concert hall here in Buffalo that can hold about 800 people, and the show sold out. So it was a dunk. It was a total dunk. I did very, very well financially. She's still on the screen. Oh my God, now she's on the other window. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm going to lose subscribers by taking videos. Oh well. I always lose subscribers. No, she's gone. Anyway. Um, Ellie, get off of there. Now that she's been inside today, she wants to come back in, but she can't figure it out. But she can't get in unless the door's open. There's no way in. Oh well, this is what happens when you adopt a squirrel. So I presented Nikki Glazer at a concert hall last night, sold out, did great, and I knew in advance that it was sold out, so I had made a decision that I was going to tip everybody on the staff that was working the show. So I went to the bank and I got a whole mess of 20s, and I burned through about $500 worth of 20s, handing them out to every single staff person. I just said, hey, I'm the promoter tonight. I didn't know most of them, and it's bonus night because we're sold out. And that was really joyful to do that and fun. And it ties into the dream. That's also why I'm mentioning it. So here's what happened. So the show goes off really well. My mom and my brother came to the show as well, and they enjoyed it too. It was a little long, a little too long, but it was. They still, I think, enjoyed it. And so I had dreams. My mom had dreams, and then we ended up doing a powwow by text late this morning. So let me get to my notes here so I can actually remember what I shared with her. Okay, so let's see. She's still on the screen. Okay. Okay. So I wrote, after some initial pleasantries, I wrote P.S. to my mom. I had a dream about a restaurant. I had some yummy seafood. There was a dessert, kind of like a custard and pecan pie. When I tasted it, it was so delicious it tasted like love. Then these two foreign kids came up to the table as beggars. I gave them some of my food as I had so much to help them just a little, even though I knew that it was not enough. So that kind of maybe reflected giving out the tips to the staff or something. So mom wrote, kindness even in your dreams. I think what you did for the staff is wonderful. I've never missed $20, giving away money to people when you want to. And then my mom wrote, this is her. I dreamt I had an affair with my old boss, who I did find very cool. He gave me his black Corvette to drive home, which I did, but then I forgot where I parked it, and the rest of the dream I was questioning whether I had dementia. What is that? Then I wrote back, yes, the dream was symbolic. The irony is that my old boss, so the person I mentioned, back on this screen now, it's an ongoing comedy show. That's just how it's going to be. The irony is that my old boss is the one who drove me to the restaurant in the dream where I had the seafood. In a sense, I can thank him for the path I'm on now. As I said to one of the staff last night at the venue where I presented Nikki Glazer, when they dumped the art center, they did me a favor. They freed me. Really. And then I wrote, that's a trip about your old boss. It's funny. I like the sports car. You do like speed. And she does. She drives too fast. And then she wrote, I didn't know you drove to the restaurant. I didn't know that you, I didn't know you drove to the restaurant because, of course, now we both have cars in our dreams. Which boss? Um, yes, you were supposed to learn what you did at the art center, my years there, and the difficulties there for your future path, right? Which is now. My future path is now. And then I wrote that my boss drove, he drove. It was a long drive. He was showing me where to get the freshest seafood. When I say old boss, I mean the very old one. Ha ha. He was he was he was in his late 80s when he retired. Um, he drove, but he wasn't at the restaurant. I was alone at the table. There was also a quick cameo by, I'll redact the name here, by an old girlfriend of mine, in another location, but as her younger self. So my mom wrote back, wow, we both walked down memory lane in dreamland. And I said, yeah, absolutely. And yes, on the future path, too. Pretty cool. I bet you an astrologer could explain why. Maybe the transition to fall, reflecting on the past, a new cycle, etc. And she wrote, could be, rest up. And thumbs up and kiss. And I sent kisses back. So, yeah, and in recounting my dream of being at the restaurant by myself, I was having the seafood and it was very good, but when I had the dessert, it was so strange because it had the consistency of like custard, and it was maybe yellow orangey, but also kind of like a pecan pie. And when I bit into it, I can't describe the feeling I had. It was like, I mean, I wrote to her that it was like love. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by Ellie on the screens. But it was like, it was so satisfying. It was like, it was weird. Like, it was like almost like a supernatural dessert. Maybe it was a celebration of the success of my independent promotion in my own mind and in my own dreams, and the irony of being driven to this location by my old boss, who was such it was so difficult to work with for the 20 years that I worked with this person, and how much resentment I felt, and questioning often why does this keep happening like this? Why is this going on for so long this way? But in a way, those 20 years of working for the Art Center gave me all of the experience that I need to be successful with concert promotions on my own. And when they transferred me out of there in early 2019, since then, pre-pandemic, I did 3 concert promotions, and in varying size halls around town. And now, since COVID, I've done 2 that have been successful, and I have another coming up next month with a blues artist, and that one is also just selling great. And I'm gonna make some extra money on that one too. And probably I will again tip the staff for fun, because I can and I want to. And yeah, one of the security guys came up to me and said, I've been doing this for 15 years, and not one promoter has ever given me a tip. And I said, well, I'm sorry it took so long. And I'm glad I could be the one. So I'm really not looking for pats on the back. I think I've patted myself on the back enough. But it's nice to be in a position to give something back, because I realized from being there all day, as I have other times that I've worked concerts, it's really exhausting work because you get there early. It's an all-day thing to set up, everything you can think of: concessions, the box office, the stage, loading in a show, arranging the hospitality, the food, um, having a runner pick them up at the airport, take them to the hotel, which I booked, and then bring them to the venue, and then send the runner to go get like the dinner that they ordered from the restaurant. Like there are all these details, and then dealing with the the customers, your patrons, the people who come to the show, and then with alcohol involved, sometimes people can get a little rowdy. So there were a couple of incidents. A couple people were ejected later in the show who were being a little bit difficult, and the whole security team, there were at least 10 of them. They didn't have any problems with it. It was a normal occurrence, but it creates stress, and you don't want it to ruin the mood. Since I've kind of seen all that before from all these years of doing this, it didn't even. I don't even think it. I don't think it fazed me a single bit. To me, it was just a little bump in the road, and the security guys were explaining to me like maybe they were worried that I would be upset about it as the promoter, and I wasn't at all. I just said, yes, you guys, I saw how you handled it. You did what you had to do, and you did it professionally, and I support that. So it's all good. And it was all good. It was all good. And when they cut me that big check at the end of the night for my take of the show, it was extra good. It was extra good. So, I guess we don't know always how our paths are gonna play out, but if you hang in there long enough through the tough times and you stay true to what you believe, what you feel, to yourself, to your intuition, to what you know is right, you will experience the reward of that. And I don't necessarily mean monetary, though possibly that too, but you will experience the satisfaction of the straight line of your intention and your focus and your drive and your trust in yourself and your trust in the universe to help you get to where you want to be. So, what I'm finding and thinking of the dream is that the future that I have kind of long dreamt of is sort of now becoming my now. And I'm not a super young man, but I really have a lot of things I would still like to do and experience and achieve, but only for my own personal satisfaction. So you never know how much time you have ever, but I hope that this is the beginning of kind of the next phase of my life, so to speak, and I hope that I can keep doing what I'm doing, and even performing lately, my own music, my own performance has been very satisfying. So it feels like things are falling into the right slots after a long time of trying to make them fit when they weren't ready to fit yet, if you know what I mean. So that's about it. Best wishes to everybody. Kim at Intuitive View tomorrow night is having a prayer session on her channel. I'm trying to remember the time. I want to say that it's 6 p.m. Pacific time, so that would be 9 p.m. Eastern time this Sunday. And I think it's going to be something special. I would really encourage everybody to check that out tomorrow. So Kim at Intuitive View tomorrow at 9, and from 9 to 10 is going to be the prayers, and then I believe I said 9 to 10 Eastern, and then I believe from 10 to 11 Eastern she's going to have some special guests on too. and I have been invited to participate, and I'm 99% sure that I will, technology willing, connect to that live stream. Um, and so maybe I'll see you there for that too. I'm very honored to be asked, and I think it'll be another very positive, uplifting thing. So I have a lot of respect for Kim. She lives what she preaches. She walks the talk, or she talks the walk. No, she walks the talk. Okay, all right. That means I should stop. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Be well. Take care. See you soon with new whatever, whenever. Okay, bye.